Firearms are dangerous. By their own design, they are tools of destruction. Weapons have destroyed countless lives and ruined many more. And in my pocket, I actually have an empty magazine. This doesn't pose any danger to anyone in this room, but what it represents is the possibility to hold 8 rounds in it. That's a possibility to destroy 8 lives, maybe even more. It's nothing but stamped steel and a spring. The parts are light, but the reality is very heavy. A couple hundred years ago, our founding fathers got done fighting a tyrannical government. Now, after this happened, they wanted to make sure that our basic civil liberties were protected. They passed the First Amendment, which gave us things like freedom of assembly, freedom of press, freedom of speech and religion, and then they made the Second Amendment as an insurance policy. It was Benjamin Franklin himself that said, "The tree of liberty must be refreshed every so often by the blood of patriots and tyrants alike." The Second Amendment was never meant for people to actually use to go hunting. It was not meant for people to use to protect themselves in their home from robbers. That wasn't the intentions. You could even argue that people saw that as common sense in that day and age. However, what it was meant for was to make sure that people could rise up against a tyrannical government should the problem ever arise, and they foresaw that it would happen again. Now, there's many people that would argue that elected government officials would try to keep our liberties from being taken away, so there's no need for the Second Amendment. However, elected officials are just people. They can be bought and they can be easily corrupted. They are elected by the people, however, the elected official themselves is just an individual who is seeking power. If someone is actively seeking power, that means that they are actively capable of being corrupted. There are many arguments that firearms themselves are more a threat to society than they are defense for society. And people say this out of fear. But what I believe is that people don't actually fear firearms, they fear people themselves. People fear the fact that humanity itself is violent by nature. And a lot of people can't actively respect this. They don't want to believe that we are violent creatures by nature. But it's true. And I understand that a lot of people are afraid of firearms, and that's totally okay. You should be afraid of something that can kill you. Just like you should be afraid of automobiles, you should be afraid of staircases, you should be afraid of fists, you should be afraid of hammers. Each of these things destroys more human lives every year than firearms. Firearms are just a tool. They are an invaluable tool, though. And to say that they have lost their place in society is foolish. We all have our opinions. This one is mine.